talk a lot. I read some of the work about difficult conversations, and we've definitely been through some of those in our business. And I wanted to get your take on how do you approach that conversation? Let's say somebody who is performing a job below the standards of what everybody else is doing in the company, or someone who seems to be going through a tough time, but like they were doing great and suddenly their performance is not up to where it was. So there's something going on in their life, right? Like maybe not telling you, but maybe they're going through a divorce, maybe their family is going through something, like something is happening there that this person that used to perform at this stage is not doing it anymore. Are there any questions that you ask yourself? Like something that I do, for example, is I do the Sedona method and just release everything that I'm thinking and any prejudgments that I'm having about this person, so that I don't come into the conversation with any predispositions. But are there any before, during, and after tasks that you recommend someone to do whenever they're about to have that difficult conversation with the team member?
It's a great question. The first thing I think for all of us, it's what's in us, not the other person. And so, for example, I am a big fan of meditation, and we did a prior book called How They Did It, which was a series of interviews with champion company founders. And one of the founders, he had taken an IT services company from a couple people to 2,000 people. And when we interviewed him, it was like, how did you do that? How do you do that? And he said, you have to be at the center. And he meant you have to be at the center of yourself. That there's some part of you that has to be grounded and foundational and know what you stand for and know what you believe in. And if you can have that center in you, now you can go out into the world and do great things. And not everything is going to work. And not every difficult conversation is going to be great. But if you are first within you, if you first can get some grip on who you are, then approaching that hard conversation is something you can do with more authenticity. You mentioned Bill Campbell, The $1 Trillion Coach. It's a terrific book. He did something that is easy. We should all be doing it, which is that he would start every conversation with, how you doing? How was the weekend? How's your family? Because he did really want that connection. He was very big on hugging people. Mm-hmm. Don't know how that would work now. But he first showed up as a real human being, and he delivered hard messages. He would tell people, I don't think you're in the right position if something was off. If somebody lost in a conflict, he would say it didn't go your way. And he was a huge proponent for the team. And so that was his grounding. His foundational element there is we do this for the team. We do this for the health of this organization we're all trying to grow. And inside of that context, that hopefully makes a difficult conversation easier.
That's a great point, Robert. And so you've mentioned vulnerability, difficult conversations with your team. And this reminds me of recently I was applying for a fellowship, and they were asking me about the accomplishments that I felt most proud of. And we're pretty open and vulnerable in the company. We allow people, if they wanna have side gigs, that's cool. We just like, hey, this is what you gotta do. There's no schedule. We have a couple of meetings. We're all virtual, but we have the plan, do the plan. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's good. We're not gonna micromanage anyone. So when I was sharing those moments, if instead of any particular revenue growth, any rankings, any recognition that we have received, I thought, wow, when they come to me and they're excited and they share that they landed X client outside for their particular activity that they want to do. Or when they come and they say, wow, I didn't see it before, but I see how valuable our group is because I did this other thing at this other place and they were yelling at me because I was, I don't know, a day late, and here nobody has ever yelled at me. And I was thinking, and now they're starting to share with me some other life challenges they're facing, and I've been able to help them with sometimes financial, some other challenges. And I was thinking, wow, this is really what leadership is about. This is how you know you're leveling up, or at least that insight came to me. The more they reveal about their struggles and the more personal they get, the better the leader you are, because they mean they trust you